Hi, I'm Sarah, a 29-year-old woman. My childhood was a roller coaster of emotions, and not the fun kind. Growing up in a single-parent home after my dad passed away when I was young, I thought my world revolved around my mom. Little did I know that the love and care I yearned for would be replaced by constant criticism about my appearance. I remember the first time I truly hated myself. I was 8, innocently enjoying a bar of chocolate after dinner when my mom walked in. Instead of a comforting presence, all I got was a scolding about being too fat and ugly. That was the beginning of a relentless cycle of insults that continued throughout my formative years. It wasn't like I was overweight or unattractive. I was within a normal weight range for my age and height, and I even caught the attention of boys. But my mom's harsh words dug deep, creating wounds that festered as I grew older. Attempts to talk to her were futile. They only resulted in more insults. Despite my desire to escape, financial constraints kept me tethered to my mom when I attended college. It was there that I met a charming and handsome guy. We fell in love and planned to get married, but everything crumbled when, out of the blue, he broke up with me. When I sought comfort from my mom instead of solace, I received laughter and a revelation. She had manipulated him into thinking I was too ugly to marry. The pain was unbearable, but it pushed me to take control of my life. In the dead of night, I packed my bags, moved out, and began the slow process of healing. Over time, I gained confidence and even found love again with a wonderful man named James. We dated for 3 years before deciding to make it official. Meeting James's family was a healing experience. They accepted me with open arms, a stark contrast to the emotional scars my mom had left. When I shared my history with James, he became my biggest supporter. His love was unconditional, a refreshing change from the conditional affection my mom had doled out. As James and I planned our wedding, I couldn't shake the desire for revenge. I wanted to invite my mom not to reconcile, but to show her that I had triumphed over her hurtful words. James, understanding my need for closure, supported my decision. But little did I know that the path to revenge would be paved with more heartache. During the wedding planning, James discovered that my mom's name matched that of his employee. It turned out she worked for him. The revelation shook me to the core, but James, always supportive, assured me that he had my back. Invitations were sent, and when my mom RSVP'd, I saw a glimmer of victory. She would be there, a silent witness to my happiness. The wedding day arrived, a day that should have been pure joy. Yet my mom couldn't resist casting a dark shadow. During the toasts, she scoffed at each expression of happiness for James and me, and when it was her turn, she seized the opportunity to humiliate me once more. Her speech was a venomous blend of insults and thinly veiled malice. I held back tears, my heart breaking as she reveled in the reactions she provoked. James and I tried to move past it for the sake of our special day, but the pain lingered beneath the surface. Later that night, at home, the truth unfolded. My mom had been fired, a consequence of her own actions. In that moment, I felt a mix of emotions, relief, sadness, and a profound sense of freedom. The shackles of her toxicity had finally been broken, but the scars ran deep. The following days were a blur of emotions. I cried not just for myself, but for the woman who had brought me into this world and had chosen a path of destruction. James stood by me, assuring me that I was worth more than the words my mom had thrown at me. Life continued, and with each passing day, the wounds healed a little more. James and I focused on building a future together, blissfully ignorant of my mom's whereabouts. The pain of the past lingered, but I clung to the newfound strength and self-worth James had helped me discover. I learned a valuable lesson: the importance of setting and enforcing boundaries. No one should be allowed to treat you as if you're worth nothing. And as I embraced the love and support around me, I vowed never to let anyone dim the light that had started to shine within me. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Life with James became a sanctuary, a refuge from the tumultuous past that haunted my memories. We immersed ourselves in building a life together, creating new memories, forging stronger bonds, and supporting each other through thick and thin. One evening, as we sat on the couch, James looked at me with a tenderness that melted away any lingering doubts. "You're a survivor, Sarah. You've overcome so much, and I'm grateful to be part of your journey."
His words resonated deep within me. Yes, I was a survivor, and each day brought a renewed sense of strength. The scars from my past were a testament to my resilience, not symbols of weakness. James's unwavering love and understanding had become the foundation upon which I rebuilt my life. In the midst of our shared joys and struggles, I discovered the power of self-love. No longer defined by the judgments of others, I embraced my flaws and imperfections. It was a journey towards acceptance, a journey that I wasn't navigating alone. As the months turned into years, James and I faced new challenges together, the ebb and flow of life's uncertainties. We celebrated victories and weathered storms. our love growing stronger with each passing day. The wounds of the past were healing, replaced by a newfound sense of belonging and security. One day, as we strolled through a park hand in hand, I couldn't help but marvel at the beauty of the present. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a warm glow on our faces. It was a stark contrast to the shadows that had once loomed over my childhood. "I love you, Sarah," James whispered, his eyes reflecting the sincerity of his words. "I love you too, James," I replied, squeezing his hand. In that moment, the echoes of the past seemed distant, overshadowed by the love and happiness that surrounded us. Life had taught me that healing was a continuous process, and I was grateful for the companionship that made the journey worthwhile. The scars on my heart were softened by the warmth of James's love, and I began to believe in the possibility of a brighter future. But deep down, a part of me still wondered about my mother. Where was she now? Had she found redemption, or was she lost in the shadows of her own choices? The questions lingered, but I chose not to dwell on them. My focus remained on the present, on the love that had rescued me from the depths of despair. As we walked hand in hand, I realized that life's narrative was not set in stone. It was an ever-evolving story, shaped by the choices we made and the people we chose to share it with. And in James, I have found a co-author who penned chapters of love, resilience, and hope. The journey continued, and I faced each day with newfound courage, grateful for the love that had mended the broken pieces of my soul. The scars, though still visible, became symbols of strength rather than reminders of pain. With James by my side, I embraced the uncertainty of tomorrow, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, we would face them together. The seasons changed, and so did our lives. James and I navigated the complexities of marriage with a shared commitment to building a future filled with love and understanding. Our journey together became a tapestry woven with laughter, shared dreams, and the warmth of companionship. As time passed, I found myself reflecting on the resilience of the human spirit. The scars from my past, once open wounds, now stood as a testament to the strength I had discovered within myself. The echoes of my mother's hurtful words faded into the background, replaced by the harmonious melody of the life James and I were creating. In the pursuit of healing, I sought therapy, a journey that unraveled the layers of pain and equipped me with tools to face the shadows of my past. Through introspection and self-discovery, I embraced the power of forgiveness, not for my mother's sake, but for my own liberation. The weight of resentment lifted, allowing me to fully appreciate the present. James, understanding the significance of my journey, stood by my side as a pillar of support. Together we faced the demons of my past, challenging the lingering doubts that occasionally resurfaced. With his encouragement, I learned to silence the inner critic, replacing self-doubt with self-compassion. As we celebrated milestones, anniversaries, promotions, and the small victories that colored our everyday life, I realized the transformative nature of love. It had the power to heal wounds and nurture growth. The scars, once symbols of pain, became markers of resilience, etching a story of triumph over adversity. Our home echoed with laughter, a stark contrast to the silence that had once permeated the walls of my childhood. James and I built a sanctuary, a place where love and acceptance thrived. Friends became family, and our support system expanded beyond the confines of blood ties. Occasionally, the thought of my mother crossed my mind like a fleeting shadow. I wondered if she had found solace or continued to navigate the turbulent waters of her choices. The curiosity lingered, but I resisted the urge to reopen old wounds. My focus remained on the blessings of the present and the promise of a future shaped by love and resilience. One evening, as James and I sat on the porch, watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of orange and pink, he turned to me with a smile. "You've come so far, Sarah. I'm proud of the person you've become." His words warmed my heart, and I leaned into his embrace. The journey had been arduous, but the destination was a place of contentment and joy. With James by my side, I discovered the beauty of second chances, a chance to rewrite the narrative of my life and savor the sweet moments that unfolded. The scars, once perceived as flaws, now became emblems of a journey well traveled. Each mark carried a story of survival, growth, and the unwavering power of love. As we faced the future hand in hand, I embraced the uncertainty with courage, knowing that the love that had rescued me would guide us through whatever lay ahead. The years unfolded, revealing new chapters in the book of our lives. James and I experienced the ebb and flow of life, the highs of joy, the lows of challenges, and the steady rhythm of everyday moments. Our bond deepened, a resilient thread woven through the fabric of time. Amidst the routine of life, I found solace in pursuing my passions, a career that fulfilled me and activities that ignited my spirit. James was my biggest cheerleader, encouraging me to reach for the stars and supporting every endeavor. The wounds of the past no longer dictated the course of my future. As we celebrated the arrival of our first child, the echoes of my childhood became poignant. Holding our baby in my arms, I marveled at the opportunity to create a nurturing environment, one vastly different from the one I had known. Parenthood became a journey of rediscovery, a chance to redefine the meaning of family. In the quiet moments, I reflected on the interconnectedness of life. The people who once seemed like distant characters in my story now played supporting roles in the narrative of our shared existence. Our home, once a refuge solely for James and me, resonated with the laughter and cries of our little one. Through the lens of motherhood, I gained newfound empathy for the complexities of human relationships. The notion of forgiveness, once a personal endeavor, expanded to encompass the understanding that we are all flawed beings navigating the complexities of our own journeys. I held no illusions about reconciliation with my mother, but I embraced the peace that came with letting go. James and I faced challenges as partners in both life and parenthood. We weathered storms together, emerging stronger and more resilient. The love that had healed my wounds now extended to our growing family, creating a foundation built on trust, communication, and unwavering support. In the quiet of the night, as I cradled our baby, I pondered the cyclical nature of life. I was determined to break the chains of negativity that had bound my childhood, forging a new legacy of love, acceptance, and resilience. My past no longer defined me. Instead, it served as a compass guiding me toward a brighter future. As our family expanded, so did our circle of joy. Friends became the extended family we had chosen, creating a network of love that surrounded us during both triumphs and tribulations. The scars on my heart, once symbols of pain, now became badges of honor, narrating a story of triumph over adversity. As we navigated the complexities of life, I marveled at the intricate tapestry we were weaving. Every challenge became an opportunity for growth, every joy a reason to be grateful. The wounds of the past had transformed into wellsprings of strength, reminding me that resilience was not merely surviving but thriving in the face of adversity. And so the journey continued, a perpetual exploration of love, growth, and the indomitable spirit that resided within us. With James by my side and our child cradled in our arms, I faced the future with a heart full of gratitude, ready to embrace the unfolding chapters of our shared story. The seasons turned, marking the passage of time in our little haven. Our child, a testament to the love that had flourished in the face of adversity, grew and explored the world with unbridled curiosity. James and I reveled in the joys of parenthood, cherishing the laughter that echoed through our home. As our family expanded, we embraced the challenges that accompanied each new phase. Parenthood wasn't without its hurdles, but we faced them together, a united front against the uncertainties that life presented. The scars on my heart, once sources of pain, became reminders of the resilience that defined our journey. In the midst of the mundane and the extraordinary, I discovered the power of resilience not just within myself but within the bonds that connected us. Friends transformed into confidantes, and our chosen family became a network of support that stood steadfast through the trials of life. With every passing year, the echoes of my mother's hurtful words faded further into the background. I found solace in the love that surrounded me, a love that was unconditional, nurturing, and free from the shadows of judgment. The wounds of the past no longer cast a looming shadow. Instead, they became stepping stones toward a future bathed in hope. As James and I navigated the intricacies of marriage, our relationship evolved into a partnership marked by understanding and growth. The storms we weathered together only strengthened the foundations of our love. We learned the art of compromise, the beauty of forgiveness, and the importance of nurturing the flame that had ignited our shared journey. Our child, a beacon of innocence, reminded us daily of the responsibility and privilege that came with parenthood. I marveled at the opportunity to create a world for them that was filled with love, acceptance, and boundless possibilities. The cycle of life, once marked by pain, now blossomed into a symphony of joy and resilience. In the midst of our family story, I couldn't help but wonder about my mother, the architect of my painful past. Where was she in this narrative of healing and growth? The curiosity lingered, but I resisted the urge to delve into a past that no longer held the same power over me. Our home became a sanctuary not just for us but for the friends and loved ones who sought refuge within its walls. The wounds of the past had transformed into open arms, ready to embrace the complexities of human experience. The scars, now softened by the hands of time, bore witness to a journey of transformation and triumph. As I watched our child chase butterflies in the backyard, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for the life we had created. The wounds of the past had become stories of strength, and the echoes of pain had been replaced by the melody of love that filled our home. With every passing day, I faced the future with renewed optimism. The scars were no longer reminders of a painful history but badges of resilience. As we continued to write the story of our lives, I embraced the uncertainty, knowing that our journey was a testament to the indomitable spirit that resided within us. The years unfolded like the pages of a well-worn book, revealing new chapters filled with both challenges and triumphs. Our child grew into a reflection of the love and stability that had become the cornerstone of our family. Their laughter, innocence, and boundless curiosity filled our home with a warmth that surpassed any lingering shadows of the past. James and I continued to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life, our partnership evolving into a source of strength and support. Our marriage became a testament to the resilience of love, a bond that not only endured but flourished in the face of adversity. We faced challenges head-on, learning and growing together as we carved out a life that mirrored the love we had always longed for. The wounds of my past, once deep and painful, became stories that I shared with our child when they were old enough to understand. Together, we embraced the narratives of triumph and transformation, turning the scars into lessons about resilience, forgiveness, and the enduring power of love. Our chosen family, a constellation of friends and loved ones, continued to play a vital role in our lives. Through shared joys and shared sorrows, we found solace in the bonds that transcended bloodlines. The echoes of my mother's hurtful words were drowned out by the symphony of laughter, camaraderie, and the unconditional acceptance that surrounded us. As our child embarked on their own journey of self-discovery, I marveled at the opportunities they had that were denied to me in my own youth. Their world was colored not by the darkness of criticism, but by the vibrant hues of encouragement and support. I took pride in witnessing them navigate life with a sense of confidence and resilience that reflected the lessons we had instilled in them. Occasionally, the thought of my mother resurfaced like a distant echo, a reminder of a chapter that had once dominated my story. Yet the hold she once had on my emotions had loosened, replaced by a sense of detachment and a commitment to living fully in the present. Our home, once a refuge from pain, had transformed into a haven of love, acceptance, and growth. The walls echoed with the pitter-patter of tiny feet and the animated conversations of a family bound not by blood alone, but by a shared commitment to building a life of meaning and purpose. In the quiet moments of reflection, I acknowledged that the journey was ongoing. Life's uncertainties continued to unfold, and challenges would inevitably arise. Yet, with James by my side and the love that enveloped us, I faced the future with a courage that stemmed from the resilience cultivated through years of healing.